y'all, my name is Trina and welcome to Love, Family, and VSG. This is my husband.
Hey, my name is Jonathan.
We wanted to give a little bit of background about ourselves. And just to let you know, I'm looking down because I have notes. We've been married for almost 17 years. We have 4 kids and 2 dogs. And we recently underwent our vertical sleeve gastrectomy on December 31st of 2020. This first video, we're going to talk about the process that we had to go on in order to get VSG, as far as the plan that the doctor and our insurance laid out for us. And we're also going to talk about why we decided to choose vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Basically, I know most people that get vertical sleeve gastrectomy has struggled with being overweight on and off since their childhood for most of their lives, but that's actually not the case for myself or my husband. For me, I was pretty slim all of my life, and it wasn't until we got married and I had my babies and I became overweight due to pregnancies and just not eating in the right diet. Not that we ate super bad, but we ate out a lot.
That was what, our first year of marriage?
Yeah, our first year of marriage.
About first and second, we ate out a lot.
Yeah, we did, and you know, every woman knows that when you carry a baby, you gain weight. Again, just a little bit of history on my family. I only carried 3 babies. One of our child is adopted. So I had 3 pregnancies, and that was the purpose of me saying that, is that I've only had 3 pregnancies, and I've gained weight with those pregnancies. And then within having my last daughter, my dad passed away, and that packed on more stress eating and not taking care of myself as I should. You want to go ahead and tell yours?
Like I said, my wife, Trina, was pregnant. She had those pregnant cravings, gained the weight through those pregnancies. And pretty much when she was gaining weight, I had my pregnancy weight too. So, I had my weight gain through that process. And then also, our first couple years of marriage, I was working in an area where I was pretty active. And then that job changed to where it became a sit-down job. And really since then, that's been my career, just in the sit-down area. But each job change that I had, the company always provided food for the employees, food that was never the healthy option, So of course, what's the number one thing? Pizza. Every job wants to provide pizza. And of course I didn't complain because I'm the size I am now. In high school, I was a pretty fit person, very active with after school activities. Weight gain journey started, I would say, the first couple years after marriage, and we got to a size to where it was like we have to make a dramatic decision. Like any family wants to spend time with their children, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't go outside to do simple things, playing basketball, just or go for a walk. I'm blessed as a husband, presented the information to me for the VSG, and it sounded good. We have friends that has had it, so you would say it was pretty much good from there. Right?
Now we're going to go into the why we chose VSG. So y'all kind of heard all of his whys, which is okay. Y'all heard his why on why he chose vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and my why is pretty similar. Everyone wants to be around for their kids. I know my biggest one is I didn't want to continue to gain weight right now into where, when we get into the geriatric years, and then it's like our kids will be a burden on our kids with having to deal with so many health issues. Another reason why, though, is because I made myself a promise coming into 2020 of last year that it took me a decade to gain all the weight that I've gained. In a decade, I've gained 150 pounds, so I'm 150 pounds overweight. So I made myself a decade resolution, and I knew that most people made yearly resolutions, but I didn't want to make a yearly resolution because I knew it didn't take a year for me to gain this weight. So it's very important for me to make a decade resolution, and I dedicate myself in this decade of getting my body and my life back on track. So that was my biggest why, is because I wanted to be able to take care of myself so that I can take care of my family. Um, I chose vertical sleeve gastrectomy basically because we did the research. Like my husband said, we did the research. We went and we spoke with our surgeon, and he gave us all the options that what we could have chosen, and we just knew for us VSG was the safest route, the route we felt comfortable taking. Um, we talked about it. We did the research. I shared some things with my husband in the research and videos. Then we just contacted our insurance. So when we contacted our insurance, and this is actually moving into the process of our VSG journey, when we contacted our insurance, we were told that it was covered, but that it was going to be a 6 month waiting period, basically a dietary plan for 6 months. Our insurance wanted us to go see either a nutritionist or our primary care physician. And we decided to just go with our PCP because we have kids and we didn't want to spend extra money on copays.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did. We had to do a 6 month pre-op diet, or not necessarily pre-op diet, but weight loss. I guess what 6 month period, and basically that consists of seeing our doctor. As an added perk, though, we did go ahead and start seeing a dietitian, just so that we can have the fitness part of the journey as well as the educational part of the journey. So we did go ahead and do that. We have met our deductible and our out of pocket when we started the process. We started the process in July of 2020,
Yeah.
and from there we just had our monthly visits. We did our monthly weigh-ins. Um, Oh, and by the way, our insurance was Blue Cross Blue Shield Anthem. So I know a lot of people like to know, what insurance plan are you on, so you guys can make the proper choice if you're looking for VSG or any weight loss surgery. So ours was Blue Cross Blue Shield Anthem of Virginia. And we went through that 6 month period. We had to go through seeing a dietitian, a PCP, and we had to do a behavioral health assessment with a psychologist. And that basically it was really crucial. It was so many questions.
Yeah, I thought the behavioral. What was it again? Behavioral.
Behavioral health. It was
Yeah.
just
I thought that part was going to be like the hardest part because it's like I'm thinking like they're trying to assess if you're mentally capable of going through this process. And
they did.
To me, that was like that they made that process like very easy.
Yeah, that we went through PsyMed when we did our behavioral health assessment, and they did want to assess to make sure we were mentally fit to go through this surgery. Our esteem was correct. Like, we weren't doing it, just because of other reasons outside of what we already explained. We did over 500 questions, and that's between the video with chatting with the psychologist, as well as the assessments that were sent to us in email. Mind you, we went through this whole process during the pandemic, so we weren't able to actually go into an office to see the psychologist. We did everything on video chat. We did have to go into office to see our PCP for our weigh-ins. We did not have to go into the office for the dietitian, but pretty much it was a seamless journey for us. It just went smooth for us. We were approved for surgery in 1 day, actually less than 24 hours. Once we completed our 6 months in December, we submitted all of our paperwork to our insurance. Well, the surgeon's office submitted all of our paperwork to insurance, and then she gave us copies of everything she submitted just in case we wanted to submit on our own as well. She submitted our paperwork. I'm trying to think if I can remember the day. I don't think I remember the day. I think it was either on the 15th or the 16th of December. I'm not for sure. But she submitted it like literally in the evening, close to when the office was being closed. And then that next morning, I called to just check the status to see if they received the information. And the woman at Blue Cross Blue Shield was like, "Oh, hey, you're approved." And I was like, "Really, that quick?" And less than 24 hours, she says, "You're approved." And she says, "Your husband's is still pending, but you're approved." And then within what I would say 2 hours.
Yeah, it was within a couple hours.
Yeah, within a couple of hours, he got his approval as well. But they told the surgeon's office about his approval, and they called us to let us know that we were approved for the surgery. So that's basically our journey as far as getting the process started. Like I said, it was nothing hard. It was nothing tedious or anything that we were unsure about or anything. Everyone that we went through the process with was very professional.
Oh, yeah.
They were very nice and very understanding as to how we were able to gain the weight that we gained. And we all know that once you gain weight and you're of a certain age, it is hard to take it off, to get it off and work it off on your own. So I know some people that watch these videos on YouTube may say that we took the easy way out. But again, this is our journey. We're not trying to say the journey is going to be like that for you. You're going to have your own journey. We're not perfect by no means. However, the process that we went through was seamless. We definitely believe that it was an act of God. Yeah. And we would like for you guys to follow us along this journey. By the time this video is released, we would have met our 1 month surgeversary. And we will talk about in our next video the surgery day, which again, we had our surgery on December 31st of 2020. We both had it on the same day, New Year's Eve.
So do you want to talk about how we had to somewhat strategize on the 6 months?
Oh yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Okay, cool. So I know when the idea of the VSG came to us, or I think it came to you first. No?
I think I was the first one to verbalize it, but we were talking to our friend about it.
Yeah, and so it was in June, and so I don't know anything about how the medical billing works and how the insurance process, the requirements. So she's of course the genius behind all that. So she did the groundwork, finding out everything. So she's like, my wife, she's like, well, Trina, she's like, if we can do this, then by time December comes, then we don't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
And so, of course, to me as a husband, I'm like, okay, we don't have to pay for nothing. Like, not the hospital, not the doctor visits, nothing, right? And so, of course, as she calculated it, and we were able to get in our appointments like last minute in July. But that was the crucial part, being able to get the first visit confirmed in July, because we got July, August, September, October, November, December.
Right. And it was crucial. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It was crucial because our insurance required consecutive 6 months.
Yeah.
We couldn't skip. It couldn't be before 30 days, and it had to be a consecutive 6 months. So when we had our first appointment, we actually had our first appointment with the surgeon, and then talked to our PCP about it all in the same day.
Yeah. And so when we got our required visits out the way, and when December hit, we got our last visit. So at this time, that's when we were contacting our surgeon, like, okay, we got our visits, everything's good to go. Can we get our surgery scheduled? And our biggest fear was that they'll be so booked that they'll be like, well, we'll get you in January.
Right, because everybody knows that you want to try to get in. Once you meet your out-of-pocket for the year, you want to get in everything you need to get in before that year is up. So our mind was, it's other people out there who's wanting weight loss surgery as well, who probably had already met. We didn't want to be pushed back to December. However, what I thank God for, and I'm going to let you talk in just a minute. I just want to say this real quick. What I thank God for is that in that 6 month period, I was in constant communication with our surgeon's office, and every email I kept putting a reminder out before I closed it, like reminder, just remember we're trying to get in before 2020 is up because we met everything for the year. And I needed assurance from them, you know, whether or not they can do it, because if not, I was going to try to see a different surgeon. They kept assuring us, you guys will be fine, we can get you in. So then,
So they approved us. Now, we wanted our surgeries to be a week apart because we've heard the stories on, you know, needed to, you know, get your strength back, you know, recuperate and all that healing process.
And we have 4 kids.
Right. We have 4 kids, 2 teenagers and two
girls under 5th grade, you know.
Yeah. And so when they confirmed our surgeries, they was like, okay, it's December 31st. I was like, okay, cool. So when's my wife's? December 31st. Like, so y'all gonna do both our surgeries on the same day? And like, oh yeah, you guys will be fine. I'm like, okay, you say that. But you know, that was something that we didn't expect, you know, for it to be the same day. We did want it to be a week apart from each other, but I mean, you know, do what you got to do.
We were just grateful to get in. We didn't have to pay not 1 cent.
Yeah.
So
for it to be nothing paid, they could have did the surgery in our house, and I would have been fine with it.
Right. Because I think, so that's another video. We won't discuss that right now, but we were able to get in December 31st, and
everything worked out pretty well.
Yeah. So just again, if you guys want to know more about our journey, just, you know, follow us, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. We'll try to answer them on the next video. And our next video coming up, we'll be talking about the surgery day.
Also, if you have questions about the insurance, I'm not saying we're, you know, experts or anything, but you know, we can at least give out some suggestions, you know, on what you can do or who you can contact.
And we would like you guys to just walk on this journey with us. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our video. And we are excited to be on this journey with you all.